to get some more perspective on this Packers team. We are joined now on the Boardwalk kind of hotline by Ryan Grant. He is the co-host of the Bleav in Packers on the Bleav Podcasting Network. Super Bowl champion, Packers running back. Joins us now here on 97.3 ESPN. Ryan, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, brother. What's going on?
Not too much. So, this Packers team, and I think most people believed at this point in the year that this is one of the best teams in the NFC, hands down. In your mind, what has been the biggest difference with this Packers team this year that has put them in this position? Because a lot of the talk in the offseason was it didn't do anything to make the offense better for Aaron, but Aaron's coming out there looking like an MVP candidate again.
Yeah, it's continues like every year. But I think it also speaks to the fact of what the team was last year. And, the potential in that team last year with how they performed, even though people said that, they were the worst 13-3 team. It was like, well, wins, of course, are the most important thing, but then you want to look at putting together the type of performances. So I think that all they did was they gave those young guys an opportunity to develop, build confidence, and actually believe, and they saw that they could get it done, and now it was a matter of going out and performing. So this year, really, guys have stepped up across the board. If you watch on that, even the wide receiving core, when guys have gone down, really they've come together. Guys have been able to step up, make plays. So I think the confidence across that whole wide receiver set is good. The backfield has always been tight and felt like they could perform between Jamal and Aaron, and even the young guy now, AJ, if he gets opportunities. But really, you got Aaron at home. He's always going to be able to make plays for you offensively, and I think he really feels good about the young guys, the group of guys, how they're stepping up, becoming veterans and professionals, right in front of the face. And, fortunately, the defense has been able to make enough plays and do certain things to put our guys in a position to win games and hold us off when we needed it. So, I like what I see. I want them to see – I want more consistent performances put together, but I do like what I see by this team.
It's been about 10 years since you played with Aaron Rodgers. So I want to know, what is the biggest difference from Aaron Rodgers when you played with him to the Aaron Rodgers now? Is there any visible difference, something he's doing differently? Is he mostly the same guy? What do you see?
Well, I see. I think his role is different now. He's very much the savvy vet, and he's the old. He's the old man, the old guy. And so I think his role in regards to what he's asked to do, or what's asked upon him, is very different. He's more of a leader, I sense, in the belief of he's probably more vocal, and he's setting more of an example, I think, for the guys. When he was literally with us, he's kind of given the helms and just ran it all. You know what I mean? And I think part of that was the fact that he was performing at such a high capacity, with what he was doing output-wise, and in the same breath, based upon the coaches with Mike, he felt comfortable to do that. So, and we also he didn't really have to, we had a really veteran squad on our team that he didn't have to do much. He just had to be Aaron Rodgers. So we didn't really have to be vocal with any of us. We had leaders in each of our position groups, so there was that. But I'm looking forward. He really looks comfortable and relaxed to me. He looks like he's having fun. He looks like he's in a space in his life where he's just enjoying it. I've spoken to him a couple times during the season. He said it's a fun ride, and he hopes to just continue to build with these guys and stack wins.
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't look comfortable and relaxed, and that's Carson Wentz. When you look at Carson Wentz and this offense, what do you see?
Yeah, probably the opposite. And it's funny because I actually like Carson. So I don't actually know. I haven't, done enough digging to figure out why he hasn't been performing consistently and across the board recently. But it's unfortunate because you definitely don't see that Philadelphia team. Even though I think they do have talent. They've had a numerous amount of injuries, of course. But I don't know. They haven't been able to put together by any means the product that they want. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get on track at this point.
Now, speaking of the Eagles offense, the Packers defense, what do the Packers defense bring to the table that can really, not just, put this Eagles team in their place, but continue to limit an Eagles offense that has been arguably the most erratic and inconsistent in the NFL this year?
Well, I think our secondary's been solid when healthy. We've been able to do certain things. If we can get pressure on Carson, over the past couple weeks, I think that's been an issue for him in handling that. So I think I do trust our secondary. So if we can get a little pressure, get some of those Smith brothers after him. Rashawn Gary has been playing well for us. So I do expect, I'm hoping, because I want guys and the Packers to build on performances, I do expect a strong performance from that D-line. And I'm hoping the DC kind of puts guys in a position to kind of get after it, put pressure. This is a league where literally if you put something on tape, the next week they're just going to go after you and attack it. So I think the Eagles are putting things on tape where they're not able to handle certain pressures. They're not able to handle movements and stuff. So I expect that to be done by the defense.
I know Doug Peterson gets away from the run game a lot, but can Miles Sanders be an X factor if he gets enough touches to do some damage?
Maybe. That's been, I don't want to say one of the weak spots, but it's, somewhat been a deficiency of ours in regards to the run game. But I'm hoping that they just swarm around the fact that Philadelphia hasn't been able to put consistent performances together. I think on paper we're a better team, and I think we've been performing to be a better team, of course. So this is really one of those games that I think it's the Packers to win. And, every day you got to come out as the NFL. But the Packers just need to go out and just they should dominate the game, I believe. But, yeah, anything can happen. And I do expect that. I hope, I like Doug Peterson. He's a really good coach in my mind. And I think that he will try to do everything he can to put guys in a position, matchup-wise, to win. But really, it's up to the Packers. I don't see this being something that it shouldn't be a struggle. You never know. They got to go out and perform, but who knows?
Ryan Grant joining us here on the Boardwalk on the Hotline on 97.3 ESPN, co-host of the Bleav in Packers podcast on the Bleav Podcasting Network. Plus, you can follow him on Twitter at RyanGrant25. Ryan, you mentioned about how, that's been not a weakness, but a vulnerability. How much of that is for the Packers defense because, of this construction of the defense? I know the defense has gone through a lot of, for lack of a better term, morphing from the years it was Clay Matthews and guys like that to where it is now?
Yeah. I don't know. That's an interesting question. I don't actually know if that has to play into, because maybe. I don't know. You'd have to talk to the guys regarding that. I see it as, things start up at the trenches, guys being healthy, guys being able to make plays and get off blocks, across the board. And then some of it comes down to scheme. I'm big on everybody taking responsibility. So at the end of the day, coaches put you in the best position to make plays, but you still have to make plays. Your job is not to make plays only when the coach puts you in a good position. It's to make plays regardless. And then, yes, if things are not happening at the capacity you want, then you look at maybe scheme. So I think it's a combination of things. There are some things scheme-wise that that haven't made sense to me. And in the same breath, sometimes I think guys that overall were just not, getting the fits and doing the things that we need to do. A couple plays, I guess when we played the Colts, a couple things that, just look soft, just overall, look like guys aren't really trying to, lay the helmet down and stuff like that. And it's funny coming from an offensive guy. Usually we're the soft guys, but, it's a physical game, and you got to, when it comes to tackling the run game, you got to get physical. You got to be willing to head up.
How do you feel about a Darius Slay-Devontae Adams matchup? Now, Darius Slay is coming off of a tough one going up against DK Metcalf all game long. So, look, maybe he's pissed off. He took a lot of pride in saying, look, this is on me. I'm better than this. So, that matchup, it's definitely going to be intriguing. How do you think that this can play out?
I like Slay a lot. I think he's one of the, if not the best player, one of the better players on the team. He's good. He's a savvy vet. He knows how to play. I'm sure he's going to try and give Devontae some different looks. And vice versa. Devontae is one of the best in the league, if not the best, in regards to releases and route running. So I expect it to be a really good matchup. I do think that they're going to do a lot of things. Green Bay is going to do some things to create some mismatches across the board, whether it be put him in the slot. They like Devontae in the slot. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, is he going to cover him the whole time? Is that what they've said so far? That Darius is going to run with him?
Oh, we don't have that information yet, but he did with DK Metcalf. So I'm just curious if, I'm sure they're going to lock him up quite some times.
Probably, yeah. They'll probably do that. Green Bay will do a little things, different movement-wise, to try to release that. But yeah, it'll be a good matchup. Of course, I'm going to go with Davante kind of overstepping it, but and doing his thing and making plays. But I expect to be some serious competition there. They'll be competing.
Ryan, if I could flip over to the coaching situation, I'm really curious of your perspective on, something has been suggested in this area. Your former coach, Mike McCarthy, who's now in Dallas, it's been suggested that, there's a comparison between Doug Peterson and Mike McCarthy, and that, they win a Super Bowl, but they didn't really win the Super Bowl because they're a great coach. They got to win Super Bowl because of their environment and their team. Do you think that's a fair thing that some people are saying, that these coaches, even though they won a Super Bowl, they didn't really win because of them. They won because of their players?
No, I don't think. I disagree with that because I think that it takes a lot to win in the NFL. And we won consistently. We might not have won. We won Super Bowls consistently, and we couldn't follow through. And I think that's a combination of getting it done and then coaching. But we did win. We had a winning culture. And to win games in NFL is not just players. It doesn't matter because you've seen over the years, look, when I was there, Detroit every year had one of the most talented teams on paper. Didn't mean anything. So, no, I disagree. I think that Mike clearly has some things down in Dallas. He has to clean up and fix up, and I don't know if it's going to be how easy or how capable it'll be to do that, but it has to be done. There are some things going on that are not just guys aren't performing. Clearly there's some trust issues, in-house stuff. But no, I don't. I do believe that, and that's funny. It's unfortunate that's the situation how it's occurring in Dallas, but I do. I think Mike is a great coach, and so I was looking forward to him doing some good things down in Dallas.
Ryan, before we let you go and appreciate your time, we encourage folks to check out the Bleav in Packers podcast on the Bleav Podcasting Network. Ryan co-hosting there, right here, joining us on 97.3 ESPN. I'd be remiss if I didn't take you back. You are an alum of New Jersey powerhouse Don Bosco Prep. Guys like you and Jabril Pepper. So if you could take us back to what it was like for you all those years ago, running around at Don Bosco over here in New Jersey.
Yeah, it was. It's funny actually. I was literally just having somebody ask me about it the other day. It's good, man. I will say that I take pride in being. We created that culture over there, and for Bosco, being one of the guys that do that, and so it's proud to watch guys, come up and, just take this program by storm now, and just really just have that mentality and win and going to the pros. I've known Jabril since he was in 7th grade. So I watched Jabril literally grow up and develop into the player that he is. So I'm super excited for him. He works with a good brother, a good friend of mine, Brian Walker, during the offseason. So it's great to see guys, all these guys, like Rashawn Gary's from the area. He went to PC. He's all the local guys. So it's really, it's awesome to see that culture, from North Jersey and from that area, because it's good football, it's good coaching. They learn the fundamentals. So I'm proud to be from that area, a football stand.
And one more, I got to ask you real quick, because you went from Don Bosco to Notre Dame, and you're one of a handful of guys to come from New Jersey football and go to Notre Dame. I mean, you talk about going from a traditional power in New Jersey at Don Bosco now to one of the most famous football programs in all of college football. Then you go to the Packers, one of the most legendary NFL programs. So you've had a pretty nice line going on there, and you played for guys like Tyrone Willingham over there at Notre Dame before you got to Green Bay. I mean, that's an impressive time of football that you've had to experience.
Yeah, I got a pretty good resume. I'm pretty fortunate with the organization. When I was with the Giants before the Packers, I will say, from high school I've been blessed to be a part of some great programs with some really great individuals, and really it helped me on the field, off the field, just in life. So, I take the most out of each experience, and it was great. The Packers organization was top notch. The Giants organization was top notch. Notre Dame was a wonderful experience, and they are becoming top notch. Watch how they've grown and developed, because some of the stuff that we didn't even have, a lot of the stuff, so many things that they have now that we thought were basic. But I'm excited for them, because I think they're doing some really great things now. I love Coach Kelly. In Bosco, we were able to create a culture now that, as you can see, is just, following through. So it's been awesome, man. Like I said, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain. My football experience has been great with the people that I've been around.
He's Ryan Grant. Follow him on Twitter at RyanGrant25. Check out the Bleav in Packers podcast and the Bleav Podcasting Network. He's a Super Bowl champion. Packers running back Ryan Grant joined us here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. Ryan, appreciate your time and insights.
Absolutely, brother. Thanks for having me.